Each day, Durham residents and visitors create 19 million gallons of wastewater. This wastewater must be properly treated before it can be put back into the environment. The pollutants and other materials must be removed and disposed of, and the water must be purified. The South Durham Water Reclamation Facility is one of 2 City of Durham locations that properly treats residents' wastewater. The water reclamation process at the facility consists of 3 stages: primary, secondary, and tertiary. The key component that powers each of these 3 treatment stages is a motor. If these motors break down, the entire wastewater treatment process could be stopped. It's essential that these motors are properly maintained and quickly repaired. The person responsible for keeping these motors running is Marvin Urias, the water reclamation plant mechanic.
Marvin, what are you doing?
Nothing, just getting ready for the Durham Works episode, man.
Oh, okay.
On this episode of Durham Works, our host and Durham resident, Deborah Ronan, will join Marvin Urias to work as a plant mechanic for the day and learn what it takes to keep the motors and mechanics of the South Durham Water Reclamation Facility running.
Hey Durham, ever flushed something down the toilet and wonder where it went? Today we're gonna find out. Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you, Marvin.
Nice to meet you, I'm Deb. So I'm here to help you with your job today, so let's get started. What do we do first?
Okay, Deb, today we'll be working on clarifier number 6, changing the oil on the gearbox and greasing the motor.
Okay.
We're working on grit channel 3, changing the shoes on that.
Let's get started.
Let's go. So this is our grit collectors 3 and 4. We have channels running through here, and we have the water coming through and letting the inorganic material settle out, and we're gonna skim it, catch it back. We've got buckets on a chain conveyor running back, pulling all the stuff out here so we can drop it on an auger and push it out and take it to the landfill.
Okay.
We gotta turn off the power. This is where we will be locking out grit collectors 3. Okay, so now we've got this one locked out.
Alrighty.
Okay. So this is the grit collector we just locked out, and this is the one we're gonna be working on.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and open her up.
I'm about to see poop, aren't I?
You're gonna see some good stuff. A couple of kernels in there, and
Oh, that's a lot of corn. I had no idea Durham ate so much corn.
there's a lot of stuff the human body doesn't process.
You and I have very different definitions of good stuff.
Okay, I guess we'll suit up, put the gear on.
Okay, safety
And,
first.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So is one of these smaller than the other?
You could say that.
They're the same size, aren't they?
Yes.
Okay. I never said I haven't worn a Tevex suit before. You know,
I think we might
for cooking.
I think we might have got the wrong ones there. Nope, I'm good. Okay.
All right, so next step.
Could you pass me the tools?
Which one do you need first?
Let me get that. Okay.
So I see corn and I think I see some gum.
Yeah, I think that's gum.
So everything we don't digest, you end up seeing.
Yes. Yep, that's about it. And everything everybody flushes. And
All right, what's the weirdest thing you've ever seen come up here?
I've seen fish. I've seen frogs. I've seen snakes. I've seen a lot of weird stuff.
So people are flushing fish, frogs, and snakes down the toilet. Is that what you're saying, or that they get in here?
They get in there.
All right, I would have believed either one.
We do see a lot of toys like Hot Wheels and stuff that little kids love to flush. Not helpful to the process of all the inorganic material.
Such as?
Rocks, gravel,
Okay.
sediment, and corn.
Corn.
Could you pass me the hammer now?
Yep.
Okay. As you can see, it has some wear on it, and once it starts wearing down, it'll start shaving the front of the bucket, and so that's why we need to change these out every so often.
Now, how often do you get stuff on more than your hands?
Very often. You get a little bit on you, sometimes more than you'd like. But
really?
that's part of the job.
What's the worst experience you've had?
Too many to mention. You passed me one of the shoes. Thank you. So as you can see, in comparison our new shoe and our old shoe,
wow.
you can see how it was worn out there. And the old one, you can see some burrs where it's worn down.
Yeah.
And so you want to replace these when they start wearing down.
It's also a little dirty.
Yes. So you don't get this edge on this blade and it starts sharpening the blades.
Okay. I think I see floss too. And I think some women aren't using the sanitary buckets at work. That is definitely a tampon.
Yep, you aren't supposed to flush that. Only pee, poop, and toilet paper should go down the toilet.
Pee, poop, and paper.
No G.I. Joe toilets. And
You guys hear that? Stop wiping your ass with G.I. Joes and flushing them down the toilet.
Okay, now that we've replaced the shoe, so the bucket doesn't scrape on the concrete and wears out faster, I guess we're done. We can roll up and get this grit collector going. Okay,
right.
now let's
Where
go
to
to
next?
Go to the other side and take the lock off.
Okay.
And we can rip out of these. Not hungry?
I've seen too much corn today. I don't think I'm gonna, you go ahead. I'm okay.
I love corn.
So does the rest of Durham.
So this is our oil room right here.
All right. So I see different colors. Is that important?
There are different weights of oils in each barrel. For example, the one we have at the end, that's the one we use on the blowers.
Okay.
The one we'll be using on the clarifier today, it'll be this barrel right here, 80-90 weight oil. And we have a little hand crank that we use to pump the oil into our little jug. But this might be the time you want to put some gloves on because things can get slippery.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Because normally when you see this much oil in a room, it's a very specific store.
So we'll be cranking it by hand and filling up the jug. And as you can see, pretty simple, effective.
All right.
And that should be enough. Let it finish coming out. Swap it out. We always want to catch what's left, and we'll later actually put that back in the oil barrel, make sure we don't waste any oil. And so this is the grease gun, which you're gonna get to carry.
Yeah.
And that's what we'll be greasing the electric motors with.
Gonna catch some ghosts with this.
Yeah, you can try.
All right, shall we?
Okay, let's go.
So where are we right now?
This is final clarifier number 6.
And what stage is the water at?
Right now we're settling out the solids down at the bottom, and we're letting the water go over the weirs, the cleaner water. Okay, so this is our gearbox, and I've already taken off the covers, just because I'm that kind of guy,
Such a gentleman.
And first, you want to hop on in there, and you want to remove this. This is our drain plug right here. We'll remove this, and we'll put a bucket and catch all our oil. Then we'll take off the top plug and put new oil in it.
Okay,
Sounds like a plan?
my turn.
Good.
Hold the proton pack for me.
Okay.
Okay,
So now, with your adjustable, you want to loosen the drain plug right there.
right here?
No, the bottom one.
Okay.
Yep, that one right there.
Okay.
Okay.
All the way up.
Yep. You want to drain the gearbox, let all the oil out, put new oil in there.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, this doesn't happen right away, does it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of time. And so you can see we're draining the oil and it looks pretty good. That's what you want. You don't want to change the oil before it when it's dirty. You want to change it before it gets dirty.
Okay. So how often do you change its oil?
This is actually done twice a year, this procedure.
I know I shouldn't be surprised by this, but it's slippery. Right.
Okay.
I'm nothing if not thorough.
That was good. Now we need to take the plug off the top and fill it up with oil. So we want to remove this plug up here. And so now if you want, you can take that off and loosen it. Should be pretty easy. And we'll we'll get a funnel and put oil in it. Follow the funnel here.
Trusty funnel.
Yep. And here's your oil. And you want to add. Oh, you need some help with that?
No, I'm okay.
Oh, you gotta press the handle and add the oil.
Like this?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, and now watch on this side, the sight glass, and I'll let you know when it reaches the level. Okay, so you reached the level,
Oh, okay.
and that's that should be about it. And that should be all the oil you need. Okay, put that back in there, and we've changed the oil on a gearbox.
All done.
All done.
Okay.
Now we just need to put the plug back up on top. Oh, those gloves. The oil definitely makes the job a lot harder, doesn't it?
It's just the extra large gloves.
I'm telling you, I gotta watch my back around. You're gonna take my job.
I've already filled out the application. Experience, 8 hours.
You just want to snug it on there. That should be fine.
Okay.
And that's it. Now we can move on. And that's, we changed the oil on the gearbox.
All right.
Okay, on to our next item.
Yeah, next adventure.
You know what? We forgot something.
What?
We forgot to grease the nipples.
That's not the kind of show we're shooting.
Those are actually grease fittings that,
Oh.
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have these fittings that we have to grease.
Is that the technical term?
That's the term that's normally used out in the field.
Nipples, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're just grease fittings, and we shoot grease through them to get to the parts we need to lubricate. And so you can grab your grease gun. We're lucky out here to have an electric grease gun. Pull it out.
Oh.
And then you hook that up to your little nipple, and you're right here. And you want to just put a little pressure on it, and it'll click. And you want to hit it with just 1 or 2 shots of grease, not too much, just barely, just a couple shots.
So I've hooked something up to the nipple and now I'm gonna shoot it with grease.
Correct.
Okay. My husband's watching this right now going, hey, see, this isn't that hard.
That's just 1 or 2 should be fine for that.
Okay.
Then you come to this fitting over here. Usually a good trick to that is just twist and pull, as awful as that sounds. But so you go to the next one. They're right here.
Oh, I can.
That grease fitting, just 1, 2, 3, and that should be more than enough.
Just grease some nipples.
Yes, you just grease the nipples,
Okay.
and that's it. So,
Can't wait to tell my mom when she asks what I did today. Thank you.
okay, now we can head out.
Never greased nipples so well before. Oh, that was a good day's work, wasn't
Yep.
it?
Another day at South Durham, and now we're gonna write our times down.
Okay, right here? Mm-hmm. I can't help but notice that you have a little car on top of your computer. Did you find that?
Not that particular one, but we have found Hot Wheels cars down there at the Grit Collectors.
And kept them?
Yes.
Almost wish I hadn't asked now. All right, just put my name down. Okay.
Okay, and before you leave, I've got a gift for you for the trip. Some corn.
No, Durham loves corn.
You sure do.
I feel like you're going to be seeing this in a couple days. And you'll be able to say, oh, look, that's Dub's corn. Well, Marvin, it was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much for letting me join you today at work.
No, thank you for being here.
All right.
To learn more about how the City of Durham's water management staff serves residents and for water management job opportunities, go to durhamnc.gov.